Hey guys, hope you're doing well today. Here today with a video for the Twilight Wars app, and we've just released the app back off its short hiatus for some updates. And in this video, I'm going to be going over some of the new features that you'll be seeing in the user account page. But before I do that, I'm going to be just doing a brief little tour here of what's new just as you enter the site in general. So the first thing that you'll notice is we got the new app name here, Twilight Wars. And at the bottom we have a persistent footer now where you can see direct links to both our YouTube channel and our Discord server. And then we also have some more technical policy content about the app. So I'll go over these briefly here. So first we have the About page of the app, which is just a brief description here about what Twilight Wars is and what it hopes to accomplish. And for those of you who've been playing, nothing really changed here. We have an automated version, web-based version of TI4, and we're looking to take the burden off of memorizing and enforcing rules and shift the focus more to actually game mechanics and strategy development here. We also have this terms of use, which I encourage everyone to read on their own time. There's two probably important things here I would say to note. The first one is code of conduct, that we should all be trying to play using the app with keeping each other in mind here. So do your best to get along with other users, play in a good spirit here. I know Twilight Imperium can be a pretty intense board game here. So let's do our best to cooperate and enjoy ourselves. The other thing that's important to note here in the disclaimer, and if you've been in the Discord server, or perhaps I even mentioned this in a previous video, is that as developers we're releasing ourselves from the burden of taking requests to undo tactical decisions. So in this sense, I really encourage players to read confirmation prompts, use the help features in game, ask people questions in the Discord server if you're not sure, because we won't be undoing things of that nature. What we will still be undoing are bugs that may result in putting your game in a state that's obviously undesirable. So please contact us on the Discord server and let us know if a bug has really affected your game and you'd like that to be handled by a developer. Continuing here, we have the privacy policy, which is basically telling our users that we won't be abusing the data that they're giving to us, such as emails and whatnot. That will all be kept private, obviously, and the right, obviously, to erase your account if need be. Finally, we do have contact information here where you can provide your name, your email, a subject, and a message. And we'll get back to you, as soon as possible there. The best way remains to join the Discord and go over the channels there. The developers are really active there. That's the best spot to get direct feedback. However, there might be cases where it's more appropriate to use this contact information here. For example, if you feel like you want your correspondence to be private or in a more professional way, please feel more than welcome to use this form. So that is generic home page here. Let's see what's new with the sign up page. So this remains mostly the same. There is one new field here that you'll have to enter when creating an account, and that is the proof of purchase code. So what is this? Well, when you buy a physical copy of Twilight Imperium 4, it comes with a proof of purchase token with a serial number, if you will, that you can use to enter here to play our app. The reason for this is because we realize the intellectual property of Fantasy Flight Games. Twilight Imperium 4 is their game, and we only want people who are supporting Fantasy Flight Games and their product to be using our application here. The login page remains pretty much the same. However, we do have a new feature here. In case you forget your password, you can now enter the email of your account, and you'll be sent a link directly to your email to reset your password there. So that about does it for the home page, the login features, and the signups. Let's go ahead and log in as a test user here and see what's new with the user profile page. Alright, so there's a few new things. The first is I'll direct your attention to the top right here. And now we have a new icon that deals with user-specific features. And on the left, we have the old drop-down menu that's going to deal with more general features. So if I click the drop-down on the left, you'll see we have games, we have this new tab, updates, and the old help feature. I'll get to this new updates tab in a second. First, let's go explore here, the top right. So you can see here we're told who we're logged in as. I'm currently logged in as Alice. We can navigate over to our profile, where we see our friend code has now been shortened. We have our friends list, again with the relatively new feature of being able to remove people from your friends list if so desired. We have the settings where you can reset your password and remove your account. And we have the logout. Going back to the left here, we still have the Games tab. You can see actually in the Games tab that the faction icons are better quality now. As well, you'll notice that each game has its own custom name now. And this will be required from here on in when you want to create a game. So if I want to create a game, I have to name it. And the benefit to this is when you include when you enable notifications, notifications will now include the game name in them. So that way you know directly what game you're going to from your notification. Continuing here, we have this new Updates tab. And in this Updates tab, you're going to be able to see exactly what has changed from a game component standpoint, a new feature standpoint, and bug fixes. We're calling this Update 1.0 with the release date, and you'll be able to see older versions in this drop-down menu here. So let's go ahead now and talk about briefly what's new with this update. For game components, we have added the Omega version of the Magmus reactor. We already have gone over that new games will now have to be given names. And we have a couple other key features here that I'm not going to go over directly. If you sign up for an account, you can gloss over them more carefully on your own, or just pause at this point in the video. But these new features such as reinforcements, as well as construction, primary and secondary, I'll be going over in more detail in a separate video that you'll be able to see. So we do have quite a bit of bug fixes, some small ones, but fixed nonetheless. So you can look over those. And the help tab remains largely the same, again with our links to our YouTube and Discord channel / servers, learn to play guide, and the most up-to-date Living Rules reference. The final thing I want to go over in this video is the new loading screen, as well as the tooltip that comes with it. So previously when you'd enter a game, you'd kind of get this clunky loading of the different objects within the game one by one. This wasn't really ideal. So what we've taken the approach now is to wait for the entire game and all its objects to load, and while that's happening, you'll be presented with a nice loading screen that has tooltips that will be different each time you enter the loading screen. So for example, if I go into this game named Twilight Wars Demo, we'll see the loading screen here. And you can see down at the bottom there, the tooltip says scoring objectives is done in initiative order. And then we get this nice fade in and everything is loaded into the game. Going home, we can click on another game and we'll get a different tooltip. Upgraded dreadnoughts are immune to direct hit. So these are just some tooltips just to remind you of some features that a lot of people probably already know, but it's also in an attempt to start to get our app to be a little more new player friendly in a sense. The agenda phase begins once Mechatolrex is taken, for example. So that's the tooltip and the loading screen. Okay, so that's going to end this video. Again, if you want to see a video where we have some of the new features in the game, you can check that out in the link in the description down below. Otherwise, welcome back. Hope to see you around in Discord and in some games, and enjoy the rest of your day.